Okay, so take whatever number this is. I keep hitting stop, not pause, so I can't keep going with a single video even though I have them going. So from the top, Jeheshu Raccoon Ronin. He has a nasally voice. He's overly aggressive. His desire is to stay hidden. His backstory is he's the only survivor of a massacre he just can't forget. And his bad habit is he fidgets, like nonstop. So, the Hair Clan. So long ago, like a few hundred years, Hair Clan was under attack by the evil sauce baddies, the baddies, like incarnation of evil, the blood speakers. And so they send a dude named Usagi, which, spoiler, everyone in the Hair Clan is named Usagi. And so they send a dude to the Scorpions, their neighbors. The Scorpions don't do it. They're jerks. So they go the next castle over to the Crane. The Crane is very polite and says no. So, desperate, Usagi goes further to the Lion Clan. So they go to Lion Clan Castle, and Lion Clan is all kinds of stoked for glorious combat. And so with the help of the Lion Clan, the Hair Clan defeats the Blood Speakers, thus starting a beautiful friendship lasting a few hundred years, which brings us to current in-game time. We're hired by Matsu Koko, not their actual name. I can't pronounce their full name. To investigate the Hair Clan. Obviously, the Lion can't investigate Hair Castle to look for a thief, because that looks like a pretty jerk, insulting move. So, they hire our Ronin Raccoon, who they can, just say that they don't know us. They hire us for 20 monies, whatever the in-game currency is, to go investigate and try to find a clan secret scroll that's encoded. An encoded scroll, ye old MacGuffin, on a time crunch, because eventually Usagi might decode it. And that would just not be okay. So we're hired disposably because, they can deny it. So 4-day trip through Scorpion Town, Scorpion Land. Usagi, I already rolled for this. You didn't see it because it was in the video that got scrapped. Very boldly goes on the Scorpion Highway, not really making any kind of secret that he is on a secret mission, which leads to an encounter with a chick, basically a government agent. So if Scorpion Clan is a local government, the federal government is the throne, monarchy. And so Scorpion monarch agent, federal agent, comes and hangs out for a minute, named Shosuru Ray, just checks in to see what's going on, see who's this dude wandering around way too bold about going through Scorpion Land, being way too blunt about it. So that happens. It's small talk that somehow goes from small talk about the weather to Jiheshu telling Shisura Ray pretty much exactly what she wanted to know, that he's on a secret mission for the Lion Clan to go, rifle through their homie stuff, looking for a possibly stolen scroll that may or may not actually be there. So, which leads to present time. Jiheshu encounters Usagi Ozaki, the heir to the Hair Clan castle, in one-on-one combat with a 12-foot ogre. Bloodshot eyes, dagger face, mouth, the teeth like daggers, and the unique smell of the unique ogre cologne that is goat pee. The ogre is fighting Usagi, who uses a unique one-handed skill style with a two-handed weapon, which is mostly because the ogre has thoroughly broken Usagi's arm. Usagi bloodies the ogre, which leads to where we're at now. The ogre drops the club he's using and pulls out a massive 6-foot sword, which looks like a normal sized sword in the ogre's huge honking hand. So that leads us to where we're at. We rolled initiative, we lost the initiative. The ogre goes for a swing on Usagi. Usagi rolls to not be dead. Here we go. Usagi dodges, which leads to Usagi swinging yield katana and not hitting because he's got a broken arm, and I guess that catches up with you after a minute. Jiheshu, being aggressive and nearsighted as he is, will not be using that bow and arrow. He runs in with katana in hand and swings on the ogre. A 19 plus 1 is a dirty 20, which is, of course, contact. For 8 plus strength is 9 damage, bloodying the ogre further. Actually, I think that might... If an ogre was at half health, he would have been at 10, so he's at like 1 HP. Okay, that's a... I forgot to do a little math there. I put the full-size ogre HP, even though he's already supposed to be bloodied from the combat. So, ogre is all yar, goat pea smell, and attempts to murderize Jiheshu instead. Jiheshu will go for the parry. Parry, thrust, parry, thrust. So, the DR will be 14. Having a plus 4, this shouldn't be too hard. We failed. We will use one of our, what's it called? Omens. We will use an omen to re-roll. Success! We only get 2 omens, but that's okay. I think that was totally worthwhile. I see no way that was stupid. Okay. Now, we meet Usagi, so... Hey, look, that ogre, the sword, the scabbard that the sword was in, was actually a family heirloom. I wonder how he got that. We should look into that. Anyway, I'm going to pass out now, is what he says. And he does. So, Jiheshu gets the unique privilege of carrying a passed out samurai, and the only sweet loot was this new piece of evidence for plot. Now, as the adventure mentions, discreet and subtle is really not going to happen since we have a stranger coming up carrying the heir to Hair House. We meet Usagi Oda, the boss man, the dude in charge, Ozaki's dad. We meet his sister, not the boss's, Ozaki's sister, Tomoe, who is the most generic support caster ever. And it says specifically that she was fortunate enough to get her mother's chin, which I think is pretty messed up, but okay. We have a lovely dinner party celebrating the raccoon murdering an ogre, where Oda asks for us to investigate how the family heirloom got in this ogre's hands. But because it was the family sword, he really needs this done, so he asks for us to look into it. So we will, obviously, because that's how the story goes. Otherwise, we can just stop the video here because nothing's happening. So, not dragging an ogre corpse around, because that's lame. Oh, let me pause this for a second. I want to check on the honor status of our raccoon. Okay, so it says resilience, freedom, personal mastery, empathy, discipline, or dignity to get more honor or lose it. So I guess it would be empathy to go after the sword for them, because they can't go because it's in the heart of darkness, where the blood speakers hang out, their turf, or where it was their turf. Now it's just bad guy land in general because the blood speakers are gone. Big fish gone, little fish move in, but they're evil little fish. So resilience, would you say it's endure and overcome hardship? Would murderizing an already bloodied ogre count as that? I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give us +1 honor for just going for this quest to recover the family heirloom. So, yeah, we get honor. I don't care. I want honors. So now we're vaguely nicer looking than we were before. So we have to travel through Crab Country to get to the... it's called the Shadowlands. 2 days travel through Crab Country, getting a path. We can either get a passport, sneak through, fight our way through, yeesh, or we can just walk up and say to let us through because this is what we're doing. I think that's the most likely. I don't feel like I actually need to roll for that at all. So make sure to post a huge crab at the gate who, as the party passes, mumbles, and that's one less ronin. Okay, so the crab think we're going to die out here. That's nice, isn't it? 3 days in the shadow. Once you're here, sneak over the wall. Going into the Shadowlands isn't hard. Give them 5 cents. Blah, blah, blah. Goblins. Day 2, we discover a goblin is watching us. Obviously, we're going to try to kill it. Because why wouldn't we try to murder a goblin?